Welcome back to Explaining Everything, the channel where we dive into the stories and mysteries behind everyday things. Today's tasty question comes from one of our curious viewers, Hinata-chan, 0121. Thanks for the suggestion, Hinata. You asked, when did instant noodles become a global favorite? And honestly, what a delicious question. If you've ever stood over a pot of boiling water, watching a noodle brick turn into dinner in under 3 minutes, you've probably wondered, where did this magical food come from? And how did it take over the world? Today, we're slurping our way through history, from post-war Japan to space missions, uncovering how instant noodles went from survival food to global obsession. So grab a fork, maybe a flavor packet or two, and join us as we unravel the wonderfully wavy story. Right here on Explaining Everything. Okay, so to understand how instant noodles took over the world, we've got to head back to post-World War II Japan. Times were tough. Food was scarce. People were hungry. And one man decided that enough was enough. Enter Momofuku Ando. Yes, a real person. No, not a ramen mascot. In 1958, this culinary genius invented the first instant noodle, chicken ramen. He wanted to create a meal that was cheap, convenient, and most importantly, didn't taste like sadness. Ando said, what if we take fresh noodles, fry them, dry them, and let people just add hot water later? And boom, instant noodles were born. The world would never slurp the same again. But Ando wasn't done. He looked at his block of noodles and thought, what if we put this in a cup? In 1971, he unleashed the mighty cup noodles. Yes, the ones you see at every gas station and dorm room shelf. Suddenly, you didn't even need a bowl or dignity, just hot water, a fork, and a hunger for innovation. The cup came with little bits of dried meat and veggies that somehow looked like tiny toys, but came to life in boiling water like culinary magic. And thanks to brilliant marketing and global convenience, cup noodles took off. Japan loved it. The US obsessed. The rest of the world slurped it up faster than a TikTok trend. Let's talk about the real MVP of campus dining, instant noodles. At some point, they became synonymous with broke students, tired office workers, and people who simply couldn't be bothered to cook anything else. Seriously, instant noodles are the only food you can prepare with hot water, a kettle, a hotel coffee maker, questionable life choices, and they cost like 35 cents. You could buy a week's worth of meals for less than the price of one fancy coffee. Were they nutritious? Debatable. Were they delicious? Absolutely. And that's when the noodles started to transcend class, culture, and late-night cravings. Instant noodles didn't just go global, they got local. In Thailand, you get spicy tom yum flavors that can make you sweat out your regrets. In South Korea, they go big on fire noodles and creamy carbonara ramen that will haunt your dreams, in a good way. In Nigeria, Indomie noodles are a national treasure. They're everywhere, from school lunches to roadside stalls. Some people even argue that Indomie has more fans than actual pop stars. And in the US, you've got everything from soy sauce ramen to artisanal instant noodles that cost $10 and come with mood lighting. Instant noodles became a passport to flavor, customized by country, culture, and how brave your tongue is. Oh, and just when you thought instant noodles couldn't go any higher, NASA said, "Hold my broth." In 2005, Nissan, the original creators of cup noodles, developed Space Ram, the first instant noodles designed to be eaten in space. Because apparently, astronauts get cravings too. They had to engineer them differently so the broth wouldn't float off into someone's helmet. Can you imagine dodging rogue noodles in zero gravity? Momofuku Ando lived to see his invention go to space. That's right, he invented chicken ramen, cup noodles, and astronaut food. Meanwhile, I can't even remember to boil the water before opening the packet. Today, instant noodles are more than food. They're a cultural phenomenon. They've inspired museums in Japan. Yes, actual cup noodles museums. Ramen-themed merchandise, like plushies shaped like beef-flavored packets. Entire YouTube channels dedicated to reviewing obscure noodle flavors. Bless you, spicy ramen warriors. There are even instant noodle hacks, like cracking in an egg, adding cheese, or throwing in leftovers until your 35-cent meal becomes a Michelin star Frankenstein dish. Some folks get emotional about their favorite brands. Wars have probably started over whether Shin Ramyun is better than Samyang. And the best part? You don't need a 5-star kitchen or a culinary degree. You just need hot water and hope. So, when did instant noodles become a global favorite? The moment someone looked at a hungry world and said, "You know what would fix this? A brick of noodles, some boiling water, and a flavor packet with mysterious powder that tastes like joy." From post-war Japan to space stations, college dorms to midnight cravings, instant noodles have won our hearts, one salty slurp at a time. So next time you tear open a packet and wait for the magic to happen, remember, you're not just eating noodles. You're taking part in a global love story with fewer calories than romance and much more sodium. If you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe. Also, if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for tuning in and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about, here on Explaining Everything.